opening prayer. Almighty God, ruler of heaven and earth, we beseech thee to inspire and guide all our counsels and actions so that we may always walk in the path of justice, love, and charity to one another. Help us with thy grace to do only those things that will promote the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria. Amen.
I should count 16 years. I made him.
That one the judge plenty.
Mr. President, the chamber is ready. The chamber is ready, please.
So carry you and your wife up there. Yeah. Yes. He called me. That was the only milestone. He called me. He doesn't.
Distinguished senator, take your seats, please. Distinguished senators, take your seats. Take your seats, please.
previous sitting, which was held on the 6th day of November 2025, and confirm that the entries therein are the true reflections, the entries as a true reflection of what transpired that day. We start with page 959, page 960, Senator Musa Mustafa, can you please move for the adoption of rules and proceedings of our last sitting?
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, my name is Musa Mustafa, representing Yobe East. As hereby move for the adoption of the previous
of our last sitting. Senator Allwell Oyeso, Chairman, Senate Committee on Federal Character, can you please second the motion? And former Chairman of a local government in Rivers State.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am Allwell Oyeso. I represent Rivers East. I rise to support the motion as adopted by my colleague. I agree that the votes and proceedings are correct. I so support.
Those in favor of the motion moved by Senator Musa Mustafa and seconded by Senator Allwell, that the votes and proceedings of this August Senate of 6th day of November 2025 be adopted. Say aye. Those against the motion say nay. The ayes have it. The votes and proceedings of this August Senate of November 6th, 2025 is hereby adopted. Announcement. I wish to acknowledge the presence of staff and students of African Child College, Kubwa, Abuja, who are here in our gallery to observe our proceedings. Our young ones, our children, you are most welcome to the Senate of the Federal Republic, and I wish you happy observation of our proceedings. God bless you. You may wish to sit down. Birthday announcements. Distinguished colleagues, the following distinguished senators are celebrating their birthdays today. Today being 11 November 2025. They are one, Senator Lawal Adamu Usman and Senator Lamido Ibrahim. On behalf of the Senate, I wish these distinguished senators happy birthday, long life, prosperity, and many more years of service to our fatherland. Signed, President of Senate, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Could this be an announcement? There is one very important announcement. Very important announcement. And you need to open your ears so that you hear these wonderful, wonderful announcement. Wonderful announcement. You may guess what is so wonderful and so sweet. Very sweet. And it's from our brother, Senator Jarigwe Agom Jarigwe. A very, very experienced legislator who started from House of Representatives down to the Senate of the Federal Republic. And you know, when such people are making an announcement, you know you have to listen very well, because it must be laced with experience and wisdom. So he wrote a letter to Senate President Rees. Your Excellency, notification of my resignation from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and decision to join the All Progressive Party, APC. I write to formally notify you and the distinguished leadership of Thank you for the observation, even though we don't have that in our rules, but so please listen attentively. I take it again. I write to formally notify you and the distinguished leadership of the Senate of my resignation from the People's Democratic Party, on whose platform I was elected to represent the good people of Cross River North Senatorial District. This decision has been taken after deep and thoughtful reflection on the current state of my former party. It is with profound regret that I cite the prevailing, deep-seated, and irreconcilable differences, as well as the persistent and deliberating factions within the party at both the national and state levels, as a primary reason of my departure. This internal crisis has created an untenable environment, fundamentally undermining the party's core principles of unity and purpose, and consequently its ability to serve as a viable vehicle for the representation and advancement of the interests of my constituents. In the light of the foregoing, and in the best interest of my constituents and my continued pursuit of effective representation, I have decided to join the ranks of the All Progressive Congress, APC. I believe that the APC, under the leadership of our President, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and your own steady leadership of the National Assembly, provide the stable and progressive platform necessary to effectively deliver on the mandate and the democratic dividends expected by the people of Cross River North. I wish to reassure you, Mr. President, and my esteemed colleagues, of my unwavering commitment to the business of the Senate and my continued dedication to the service of our nation, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. While I await the necessary conventions of our great party, the APC, to formally welcome me, I solicit your kind understanding and that of the entire Senate leadership. Please accept, Your Excellency, the assurances of my highest esteem and warm regards. Respectfully yours, Senator Jarigwe Agom Jarigwe, Senator, Cross River North Senatorial District. You are most welcome. You are not doing the usual Please welcome him. Oh, are you having fatigue because of any petition? Order.
Distinguished senators, resume your seat. Resume your seats. I will not mention Senator Episagba
The
also.
celebration is over.
Resume your seats.
Leader, do you have anything to say in respect of what has happened now?
as if they will
Leader of the
give
Senate.
from their office. From their.
You say you want to say something?
Mr. President, very distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it is said that philosophers have interpreted the world, and what is left actually is to change it. This morning, again, we have witnessed the defection to the ruling All Progressive Congress by another very distinguished senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and a respected member of this hallowed chamber, distinguished senator who had been in this National Assembly first as a member of the House of Representatives before contesting election, and his people sent him to the Senate. We believe that this has not happened by an accident of history. It was based on his understanding with his constituents, and also as a reflection of what is going on in the country and the fact that the ruling party is doing the right thing. We are not pretending that it is Uhuru. We know it is not yet Uhuru. There's still a lot of work to be done, but we pride ourselves in the fact that we understand the issues of development that need to be confronted headlong, and the administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, is confronting these socio-economic and political problems headlong, and we are making progress as a nation. And I just want to once again, on behalf of all of us elected on the platform of APC, welcome distinguished Senator Jarigbe to the party, and to also congratulate the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Commander-in-Chief, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, as well as the leadership of this Senate and the entire members, of this Senate, especially of APC, extraction. And I know that the single Senator Jarigbe is also going to add a lot of value, to us as a party, and he will continue to add value, to this hallowed chamber, representing his people, with whom he had consultation before doing what he just did this morning. Once again, Mr. President, I want to thank you for the leadership, that you are providing in this Senate, and I want to finally also assure members of, the minority group in this Senate that we will continue to work with them, and will continue to do our best in ensuring that we run this place as a Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and all of us will continue to relate in overriding overriding public interest. I thank distinguished Senator Abba Moro for his cooperation always, and I'm happy to also welcome him back to the Senate. And most importantly, I, on behalf of all of us, senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, want to also use this medium again to console with him, on the recent bereavement that he had to deal with. We officially visited him, but I'm glad that he has been able to put this behind him, not mourning like people who don't know God, and they have seen the need to resume back in public interest to continue with the service, of the government and people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Senator Abamero, you are welcome, and all of us have been with you in prayers, and we are very glad to have you back in the hallowed chamber. I thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Leader of the Senate, for your very matured comment on these, on this very important event that just took place, the campaign of Jarigwe to APC. We all know, of course, that the reason why several senators are decamping from minority party, the opposition parties to the APC is not far-fetched. It's purely because of the fact that we have a president who is the first president ever produced in Nigeria who rose from the grassroots as a progressive politician and as opposition politician and got elected. He moved through the ranks and became the president of this country. So his leadership style is that of inclusion. He knows where it pinches when it comes to all spheres of our political system. So he carries everybody along. And that's why everybody is happy to join him, to join the party, because he doesn't discriminate. He takes Nigeria as one. Everybody, he knows where it pinches. He started as a progressive politician and opposition politician and then got to the presidency. So this good background of his has made him to embrace everyone. And that's why everybody is moving into our party, because he's a father, a true father of the nation. Everybody's at home, and I'm sure even the minority leader will one day decide to join the APC. I'm not surprised if by tomorrow he tenders his letter of resignation from the PDP to APC. We hope to have more. We are not trying to have a situation where there will be no other senators from other parties, but that's far from it. What is the reality is that the president is the father of the nation. He takes everybody as his well, yes, but okay, thank you very much. Go ahead, minority leader.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Dixon, that's very good. You are talking as an opposition senator. That's very good. We tolerate you.
Mr. President, you gave me the floor.
You are protected.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, without prejudice to an official appreciation that I will extend to the Senate in due course, I want to thank you, Leader of the Senate, and my colleagues for the empathy that you have shown me in the course of the passing on of two of my children. Having said that, Mr. President, I want to say that I am happy that the Senate leader said that those of you elected on the platform of the APC are happy that some members of the minority caucus are joining you. What I don't know is whether those who were not elected on the platform of the APC are happy that they are in APC now. Having said that, Mr. President, those of us on this side of the aisle that have decided to remain here are prepared to remain here to sustain democracy in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Well, you've spoken, but even though all of you moved down here, democracy will still be there. So that statement of yours, well, it's okay. You are opposition. You have the right to say what you want to say. Thank you very much, Leader of the Senate. No petition, right? No petition.
Thank you, Mr. President. Very distinguished colleagues. The first business of the day is the presentation of a House bill standing in my name on the University Teaching Hospitals Reconstruction of Boards, etc. Act Amendment Bill 2025, HB 962. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
The Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, University Teaching Hospitals, Reconstruction of Boards, etc. Act Amendment Bill 2025 HB 962, first reading.
University Teaching Hospitals, Reconstruction of Boards, etc. Act Amendment Bill 2025 HB 962, first reading taken. The Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the second business of the day is the presentation of a bill standing in the name of His Excellency, Most Distinguished Senator Barao Jibrin, on the Maternal, Newborn, and Child Health Bill 2025 SB 948. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
The Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Maternal, Newborn, and Child Health Bill 2025 SB 948, first reading.
Maternal, Newborn, and Child Health Bill 2025 SB 948, first reading taken. The Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the third business of the day is the presentation of a bill standing in the name of Most Distinguished Senator Sulaiman Umar Sadiq on the Marketing Breast Milk Substitute Act Amendment Bill 2025 SB 942. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
The Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Marketing Breast Milk Substitute Act Amendment Bill 2025 SB 942, first reading.
Marketing Breast Milk Substitute Act Amendment Bill 2025 SB 942, first reading token. The Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the fourth business of the day is the presentation of a bill standing in the name of Most Distinguished Senator Akintunde Yunus Abiodun on the Motor Vehicles Prohibition of Tinted Glass Act Amendment Bill 2025 SB 945. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
The Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Motor Vehicle Prohibition of Tinted Glass Act Amendment Bill 2025 SB 945, first reading.
Motor Vehicles Prohibition of Tinted Glass Act Amendment Bill 2025 SB 945, first reading taken. The Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the fifth business of the day is the presentation of a bill standing in the name of Most Distinguished Senator Asuko Ekpeyong on the Trademarks Act Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2025 SB 946. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
The Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Trademarks Act Repeal and Enactment Bill 2025 SB 946, first reading.
Trademarks Act Repeal and Enactment Bill 2025 SB 946, first reading taken. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, let me inform before I announce the next business. The Chief Whip just had a discussion with me and hiding under the authority granted the President of the Senate under our rules to assign seats in chamber. It is becoming the candid view of the Chief Whip that we may need to reassign seats to 3 of our colleagues who are seated together on the second row to my left. And we believe that this will be part of a way of ensuring that they continue to add value to the chamber. They are respected members of this Senate. But, Mr. President, let it be that that request is under consideration, subject to how they continue to carry themselves in chamber. Mr. President, Chairman Appropriation. Yeah, because I've just raised an issue on which Mr. President will need to rule. That subject to how they conduct themselves, Mr. President, you may need to exercise your powers under our rules to reassign seats to 3 most respected colleagues. No, not 4. Senator Jarigbe is not part of this team, and Senator Ojuzokalu is not part of this team. The other 3, please put them under consideration.
Leader, you've forgotten that in the 9th Senate, they formed the axis of death in the chamber. Those people there. So they want to reincarnate that axis. So, Whip, over to you. You are the one to take care of the matter. But, but for the fact that they are senior senators, ranking senators, they have that latitude to remain where they want to remain. But we appeal to them that please don't reincarnate that axis of death. And I'm sure they will listen because they are very respected, very highly ranked senators of the Federal Republic.
Mr. President, we'll keep them under close observation for 2 weeks.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the 6th business of the day is the presentation of a bill standing in the name of most distinguished Senator Usman Lawal Adamu on the Federal Medical Centers Act Amendment Bill 2025 SB 949. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
The Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Federal Medical Centers Act Amendment Bill 2025 SB 949. First reading.
Federal Medical Center Act Amendment Bill 2025 SB 949. First reading taken. Please, before we continue, let me explain why we termed their axis as axis of death then. Then they were so strong that when you had a bill, if you don't go and lobby them, if they want to kill the bill, they kill the bill. So you have to lobby them to get your bill to scale through. Yeah. Leader of Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the first to the 4th orders of the day are House bills for concurrence, as listed on the other paper. And Mr. President, for interchamber reciprocity, I would like to present a single lead debate on the bills, with your permission, Mr. President.
Leader, before we go, please, there's one information I want to pass on to the Senate and indeed to entire Nigerians. That recently, Nigeria made remarkable strides on the global stage as 2 Nigerians emerged as President and Secretary General, respectively, of Gas Exporting Countries Forum, GECF. The Home Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Gas, Right Honorable Ogben Bemem Ekperikwe, Ekpo emerged as president, while the managing director, Nigeria LNG Limited, Dr. Philip Michel Bila, was elected Secretary General. These twin victories represent a significant diplomatic and strategic milestone in the global gas market. The Senate extends its warm congratulations to the duo and wishes to thank Mr. President for the painstaking evaluation that culminated in their appointments and for giving them a free hand to excel in the global space. So on behalf of the Senate, I say congratulations to these two people. Leader, you can continue.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, lead debate on bills for concurrence from the House of Representatives. Kindly permit me, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, to lead the debate on 4 important bills from the House of Representatives for the concurrence of the Senate. The bills are as listed on the order paper, and copies of the bill have also been circulated to members. The first is the National Examination Council Act Amendment Bill 2025, HB 421. This bill seeks to repeal the National Examinations Council Establishment Act Cap N37, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the National Examinations Council Establishment 2025 to, among other things, be responsible for the general control and conduct of the National Common Entrance Examinations for admission into federal government colleges and allied institutions. 2. The National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies Establishment Bill 2025, HB 1469. This bill seeks to establish the National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies and empower the board to conduct examinations in Arabic and Islamic schools and other related matters. 3. The Nigeria Weights and Measure Regulatory Agency Establishment Bill 2025, HB 614. This bill seeks to repeal the Weights and Measures Act Cap W3, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and establish the Nigerian Weights and Measures Regulatory Agency for the development and enforcement of varying scopes of legal metrology standards for the promotion of fair trade, protection of public health, safety, and the environment. 4. The Chartered Institute of Training and Development of Nigeria Establishment Bill 2025, HB 1550. This bill seeks to establish the Chartered Institute of Training and Development of Nigeria, charged with the responsibility for the regulation of the training and development practices, including individuals and corporate entities engaged in provision of capacity development services in Nigeria. I therefore urge you all to support the second reading of these bills as we refer them to the Committee of the Whole for clause-by-clause consideration. I thank you, Mr. President, and distinguished colleagues.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, my name is Mohamed Tahir Munguno. I represent Borno North Senatorial District. Mr. President, distinguished senators, these bills are res ipsa locuto. They don't need much debate. They speak for themselves because one, the National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies, what this bill seeks to achieve is to give the power to the board to conduct examinations as it concerns colleges that teach Arabic and Islamic studies. Then the bill for the Chartered Institute of Training and Development of Nigeria is a bill that seeks to regulate the conduct of the institute, to stamp out quackery, regulation of the practice of training and development. So these bills are very straightforward. They don't need much at all, and I urge my colleagues to support it with the spirit of light. Thank you.
To be frank with you, in the last Senate, we never debated all this stuff because of treating, to show, respect for what our colleagues in the House of Reps have done. They don't also debate ours. So for that reason, I think we should move forward so that we can get this passed as soon as possible. When we come to close by close consideration, if there's anything that one thinks that should be corrected, it should be corrected. The last Senate, it was even so difficult. Before, it was we were not even touching what they did. But now, since we decided that we need to be more thorough, we can raise concern where there are mistakes during the close by close consideration. But going through debating that again, I think is not necessary. So those in favor that this bill be now read a second time, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to repeal the National Examinations Council (NECO) Establishment Act, Cap N 37, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the National Examination Council (NECO) Establishment 2025 to provide for National Common Entrance Examination (NCEE), the Basic Education Certificate Examination (BECE), and then the Senior Secondary Certificate Examination Internal (SSCE) 1, compulsory for every Nigerian child, and to design the scope of the powers and functions of the governing board of the council and for related matters 2025 HB 421, second reading. Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies to have responsibilities for the conduct and regulations of examinations and its due administration and for related matters 2025 HB 1469, second reading. Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to repeal the Ways and Measures Act Cap W3, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the Nigerian Ways and Measures Regulatory Agency Establishment 2025 for the development and enforcement of wide scope of legal methodology activities for the promotion of fair trade, protection of public health, safety and environment, and for related matters 2025 HB 614, second reading. Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to establish the Chartered Institute of Training and Development of Nigeria to set standards and skills to be attained by individuals or corporate entities seeking to engage in provision of capacity development service in Nigeria to ensure effective practice and for related matters 2025 HB 1550, second reading.
A bill for act to repeal the National Examination Council (NECO) Establishment Act Cap N37, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the National Examination Council (NECO) Establishment Bill 2025 to provide for National Common Entrance Examination (NCEE), the Basic Education Certificate Examination (BECE), and the Senior Secondary Certificate Examination Internal (SSCE), compulsory for every Nigerian child, and to design the scope of the powers and functions of the governing board of the council, and for related matters 2025 HB 421. Second reading are taken. A bill for an act to provide for the establishment of National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies to our responsibilities for the conduct and regulations of examination and its due administration, and 4 related matters 2025, HB 1469, second reading taken. A bill for an act to repeal the Ways and Measures Act, Cap W3. Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 and now the Nigerian Ways and Measures Regulatory Agency Establishment 2025 for the development and enforcement of varying scopes of legal metrology, activities for the promotion of fair trade, protection of public health, safety and environment, and for related matters 2025, HB 614, second reading taken. A bill for an act to establish the Chartered Institute of Training and Development of Nigeria to set standards and skills to be attained by individuals or corporate entities seeking to engage in provision of capacity development services in Nigeria to ensure effective practice, and for related matters 2025, HB 1550, second reading taken. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the Senate now resolve to a committee of the whole for further consideration of these bills. I so move.
Minority Leader.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I second the motion that the Senate resolves into the committee of the whole to further consider the report.
Those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Report. National Exemption Council (NECO) Act Amendment Bill 2025 HB 421. Those in favor that clauses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 stand pass of the bill, say aye. Say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clauses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up to 31 stand pass of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that the explanatory memorandum on page 15 stand pass of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor of the long title on page 1 stand pass of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor of the long title, the short title on page 31 and 13 stand pass of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies, Establishment Bill 2025. Those in favor that clauses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 to 31, to 30 all stand pass of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that the short title, the explanatory memorandum on page 12 and the long title on page 1 and the schedules on page 11, short title plus 30 page 11, interpretation clause 29 page 10, all stand pass of the bill, say aye. Those against say aye. Minority Leader, what are you looking at? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Minority Leader, you don't cause trouble. Nigeria Ways and Measure Regulatory Agency Establishment Bill 2025. Those in favor that it closes 1, 2, 3, 4 to 20 stand pass of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that close 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, up to 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, up to 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, to 50, 51 to 60, 61 to 70, 71, 72, 73. That all should stand pass of the bill. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that the interpretation clause 72, short title clause 73, schedule 1 to 7, explanatory memorandum page 49, long title page 1, all stand pass of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Chartered Institute of Training and Development of Nigeria, Establishment Bill 2025 HB 1550. Senator Adams Oshomole.
Mr. Chairman, with profound respect, I am seriously troubled the way in which we are going about making these laws. This primary law was distributed just a minute ago, and they are 4 in numbers. Even if we are whiz kids, because it is not for nothing that the Constitution provided for bicameral. We are not made to rubber stamp. And the way you are reading this thing, it will take a genius to be able to make a point. We are making laws, sir. I want to be on record that I am troubled by the way in which we are rushing without details. And tomorrow it will be said that argument between Senator Dume and our president. You were there, I was not there. You were there, I was not there. If we rush it like this tomorrow and say, I don't know about the law, you will say I was in the Senate. I do not see the merit of rushing. I do not see why I should be giving 4 bills to rubber stamp. If that was the case, we need unicameral, not bicameral. And now on this issue, what is the meaning of Nigeria training and Nigeria development?
Order. Chief Whip.
We have established several institutions. Every organization has a training department.
Distinguished senators, resume your seat, please.
We have all of this. So when we create laws for everything, for training and Nigeria development, it does not make sense to me. And I don't have the privilege now to go through it and understand why it should merit the time we are spending on it. With due respect, sir, laws are laws, they are not motions. And they are supposed to be interpreted by courts of law. So I am troubled, very, very troubled.
Thank you very much. Your observation is noted. Chairman, Rules and Business, please endeavor to give every senator these bills at least 2 days before they are considered. 2 days. So, Senator Adam Oshomole, thank you very much. And the reason why we try to treat bills from House of Representatives in this manner is because we believe that those bills have gone through all the processes, public hearings, and what have you, expert scrutiny, and so on and so forth. But what you say is right. Even at that, we have a bicameral legislature. We need also to put our eyes on whatever goes on. You are right, and you are entitled to that. So at least 2 days, we should give these bills, because I was even surprised that you didn't raise any order, please. Because I know you are always very, very careful. You always check and raise concerns when you feel there are problems. Thank you for your diligence and for showing your passion to do your job. This is very good. I like the way you are doing, honestly. More grace will help us. So, Chairman, please provide at least, the bills 2 days before we look at them. Order, please. So let me now go slow. Senator Moshomole, you are disturbing Senator Moshomole. You just allow him so that he can concentrate very well. +1.
Distinguished senators, resume your seats, please. Distinguished senators, resume your seats. I don't want to mention names.
What is it? Those in favor that clauses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up to 20 all stand parts of the BCI. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Those in favor that clauses 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 20, 28, all stand parts of the BCI. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Those in favor that the interpretation, short title, schedules, explanatory memorandum, and long title, all stand parts of the BCI. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. The leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the Senate reverse to plenary to enable the chairman to report progress. I so move.
The minority leader.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, I second the motion that the Senate reverse to plenary to enable the chair report progress. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Report. The Senate and the Committee of the Whole consider the National Examinations Council NECO Act Amendment Bill 2025 and approved as follows. Number of clauses 1 to 29 as recommended. Interpretation clause 30 as recommended. Short title clause 31 as recommended. Schedule 1 as recommended. Explanatory memorandum as recommended. Long title as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Report number 2. The Senate and the Committee of the Whole considered the National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies Establishment Bill 2025. Number of clauses 1 to 28 as recommended. Interpretation clause 29 as recommended. Short title clause 30 as recommended. Schedule 1 as recommended. Explanatory memorandum as recommended. Long title as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? The Senate and the Committee, report number 3. The Senate and the Committee of the Whole consider Nigerian Weights and Measure Regulatory Agency, Establishment Bill 2025. Number of clauses 1 to 72 as recommended. Interpretation clause 72 as recommended. Short title clause 73 as recommended. Schedules 1 to 7 as recommended. Explanatory memorandum as recommended. Long title as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Report number 4. The Senate and the Committee of the Whole consider the Chartered Institute of Training and Development of Nigeria, Establishment Bill 2025, and approved as follows. Number of clauses 1 to 26 as recommended. Interpretation, clause 27 as recommended. Short title, clause 28 as recommended. Schedules 1 to 3 as recommended. Explanatory memorandum as recommended. Long title as recommended. Is it a true reflection of what transpired in the committee of the whole? Leader of the Senate. Third reading.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that these bills be now read the third time. I so move.
Minority Leader. Minority Leader.
I didn't hear aye. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I second the motion that the bill now be read a third time. I so second.
Those in favor say aye. Those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to repeal the National Examination Council (NECO) Establishment Act, Cap N37, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and enact the National Examination Council (NECO) Establishment 2025 to provide for National Common Entrance Examination (NCEE), the Basic Education Certificate Examination (BECE), and then the Senior Secondary School Examination Internal SSCE1, compulsory for every Nigerian child, to design the scope of the power and functions of the governing board of the council and for related matters 2025 HB 421, third reading. Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies to have responsibilities for the conduct and the regulation of examinations and its due administration and for related matters 2025 HB 1469, third reading. Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to repeal the Ways and Measures Act, Cap W3, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and enact the Nigerian Ways and Measures Regulatory Agency Establishment 2025 for the development and enforcement of varying scopes of legal methodology activities for the promotion of fair trade, protection of public health, safety and environment, and for related matters 2025 HB 614, third reading. Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to establish the Chartered Institute of Training and Development of Nigeria to set standards and skills to be attained by individuals or corporation entities seeking to engage in provision of capacity development services in Nigeria to ensure effective practice and for related matters 2025 SB HB 1550, third reading.
A bill for an act to repeal the National Examination Council's NECO Establishment Bill Act Cap N37, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and enact the National Examination Council NECO Establishment Bill 2025 to provide for National Common Entrance Examination NCEE, the Basic Education Certificate Examination BECE, and the Senior Secondary Certificate Examination Internal SSCE1, compulsory for every Nigerian child, and to design the scope of the powers and functions of the governing board of the council and for related matters 2025 HB 421, third reading taken and passed. A bill for an act to provide for the establishment of National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies to have responsibilities for the conduct and regulations of examinations and its due administration and for related matters 2025 HB 1469 third reading taken and passed. A bill for an act to repeal the Weights and Measures Act Cap W3 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 and the Nigerian Weights and Measures Regulatory Agency Establishment 2025 for the development and enforcement of varying scopes of legal metrology, activities for the promotion of fair trade, protection of public health, safety and the environment and for related matters 2025 HB 6140 third reading taken and passed. A bill for an act to establish the Chartered Institute of Training and Development of Nigeria to set standards and skills to be attained by individuals or corporate entities seeking to engage in provision of capacity development services in Nigeria to ensure effective practice and for related matters 2025 HB 1550 the third reading taken and passed. Let me commend the leader and the membership of this August Senate for passing these bills in line with our gesture of reciprocity, particularly on bills submitted to us for concurrence by the House Representatives. We hope that they will do the same for the bills that are submitted to them by this August Senate. The Senate Leader.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the fifth order of the day is the presentation and consideration of the report of the Committee on Establishment and Public Service Matter on the confirmation of the nominations of the following persons as listed on the order paper for appointment as chairman and commissioners of the National Pensions Commission. Mr. President, we have Mr. Agbaje Opeyemi Olukayode as chairman, Honorable Hafiz Muhammad Kawu Ibrahim OON, Commissioner Technical, Samuel Chigizie Uwandu, CPA, Commissioner in charge of Inspectorate Division, Charles Efe Sylvester Emukwate, Commissioner in charge of Finance, and Bello Abubakar Malabu, Commissioner in charge of Administration. Mr. President, you may wish to invite most distinguished Senator Cyril Oluwole Fashoyi, Chairman of the committee, to move the motion for the presentation and consideration of the report.
Senator Cyril Oluwole Fashoyi, you have the floor to move the motion for the Senate to receive and consider the report so mentioned by the leader of the Senate. You can proceed.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. My name is Cyril Fashoyi. I represent the good and hardworking people of Ekiti North. It may please you, Mr. President, to allow me to lay the report before moving the motion, sir. Mr. President, sir.
Senator Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, former Speaker, House of Representatives, former two-term Governor of Sokoto State, and now a distinguished Senator of the Federal Republic, you have the floor to second the motion. Second the motion. Just second the motion as moved by your colleague.
Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, I remain Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, representing Sokoto South Central District. I support and second this motion as ably moved by the leader of the Senate. The chairman. The chairman, I mean. Senate Committee on Establishment.
You can see the experience. He was talking somewhere, but when I called him, he showed the experience by doing exactly what is expected of him. So you can't buy experience. Thank you, former Speaker. So those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. You can proceed.
Mr. President.
You can proceed.
Yes, sir. Report of the Committee on Establishment and Public Service Matters. Yes, sir. I will report you in Ekiti. Report of the Senate Committee on Establishment and Public Service Matters on the screening and confirmation by the Senate of the presidential nominees for appointment as chairman and commissioners of National Pension Commission, PENCOM. Introduction. The Senate at its plenary sitting of Tuesday, 7th October 2025, announced the appointment by Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Federal Republic of Nigeria, for the confirmation of the nomination of chairman and commissioners of the National Pension Commission, and referred the same to this committee for further legislative action. Mr. President's request in this regard was made pursuant to the provision of section 19, sub 1, sub 2, sub 3, and sub 4 of the Pension Reform Act.
Mr. Cyril, my attention has just been drawn that you need to submit the CV and credentials of the nominees anytime you are submitting your your report. Their CVs and their credentials should be attached to the report. So they are complaining now that they don't have those elements, with them.
We did the screening and all these documents were attached.
It's normal. Any report has been brought.
Okay, sir. Noted, sir. Noted, sir.
So please, it should be noted, anybody who is bringing a report here, bring the CV and the credentials of the nominees, to the floor of the Senate, and attach it with your report.
Noted for compliance. Next time, sir. Mr. President, request in this regard was made pursuant to the provision of section 19(1), 2, 3, and 4 of the Pension Reform Act 2014 as amended, which requires Mr. President to nominate distinguished Nigerians with requisite cognate experience and impeccable character for appointment to the positions mentioned above. The nominees screened are Mr. Agbaje Opeyemi Olukayode, Chairman from Southwest. Honorable Hafiz Mohammed Kawu Ibrahim, Commissioner Technical Northwest. Samuel Chigozie Uwandu, Commissioner Inspectorate Southeast. Charles Efe Sylvester Emokuwate, Commissioner Finance South-South. Bello Abubakar Malabu, Commissioner Administration Northeast. Omolola Bridget Oluworaran, she had been screened earlier. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, in order not to waste the time of this hallowed chamber, may I just go straight to the recommendations. Based on the foregoing findings, the Committee on Establishment and Public Service hereby recommends that the following nominees be confirmed as chairman and commissioners of the National Pension Commission, having been duly found satisfactory in their credentials, experience, qualifications, and overall performance. The committee recommends that the Senate do confirm the nominations of the underlisted persons as chairman and commissioners of the National Pension Commission. 1. Agbaje Opeyemi Olukayode, Chairman, Southwest. 2. Honorable Hafiz Mohammed Kawu Ibrahim, Commissioner, Technical Northwest. Samuel Chigozie Uwandu, Commissioner, Inspectorate Southeast. 4. Charles Efe Sylvester Emokuwate, Commissioner, Finance South-South. Bello Abubakar Malabu, Commissioner, Administration Northeast. Furthermore, the Committee of South and Mrs. Omolola Bridget Oluworaran from North Central, the nominee for the position of Director General of the National Pension Commission, was earlier screened in 2024 and subsequently confirmed by the Senate on 21st November 2024. Hence, a nomination requires no further confirmation. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, on behalf of the committee, I wish to express my sincere appreciation to the Senate for the privilege and opportunity to serve. Thank you for your trust and confidence in our work. I so move, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. I think the report is very clear, direct to the point. No need for any observation or whatever. If anybody has one, if you don't, let's move ahead. So, leader.
This inflows in your blood. You can. Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the Senate do now resolve to a committee of the whole for further consideration of this report. I so move.
Minority Leader.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to second the motion that
In favor of the motion, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate approve the nomination of Agbaje Opeyemi Olukayode, representing Southwest, for appointment as chairman of the National Pension Commission, PENCOM? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Will the Senate approve the nomination of Honorable Hafiz Mohammed Kawu Ibrahim, representing Northwest, for appointment as Commissioner Technical of the National Pension Commission? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Samuel, will the Senate approve the nomination of Samuel Chigozie Owando, CPA, representing Southeast, for appointment as Commissioner of the National Pension Commission, PENCOM? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Will the Senate approve the nomination of Charles Efe Sylvester Emu Kowati, representing South, for appointment as Commissioner of Finance of the National Pension Commission? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Will the Senate approve the nomination of Bello Abubakar Malabu, representing Northeast, for appointments as Commissioner, Administration of National Pension Commission? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the Senate reverts to plenary to enable the chairman report progress.
The Minority Leader.
Mr. President, police, I second the motion as moved. As usual.
Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Report. The Senate in the Committee of the Whole consider the report of the Committee on the Establishment and Public Service on screening of Mr. President's nominees for appointment as Chairman and Commissioners of the National Pension Commission, PENCOM, and approve the nominations of 1. Agbaje Opeyemi Olukayode, Chairman, Southwest. Honorable Hafiz Mohammed Kawu Ibrahim ON, FMI, NMIs. Those who went to I. Owando, CPA, Commissioner, Inspectorate Southeast. Charles Efe Sylvester, Commissioner South. Bello Abubakar Malabu, Commissioner Administration Northeast, as Chairman and Commissioner of the National Pension Commission, PENCOM. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Confirmation. Will the Senate confirm the nomination of Agbaje Opeyemi Olukayode, representing Southwest, for appointment as Chairman of the National Pension Commission, PENCOM? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The nomination of Agbaje Opeyemi Olukayode, representing Southwest, is hereby confirmed as Chairman of the National Pension Commission. Will the Senate confirm our former colleague who was in the House of Representatives, Honorable Hafiz Mohammed Kawu Ibrahim, CON NMI, representing Northwest, for appointment as Commissioner, Technical of the National Pension Commission? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The nomination of Honorable Hafiz Mohammed Kawu Ibrahim, CON NMI, representing Northwest, is hereby confirmed as Commissioner Technical of the National Pension Commission, PENCOM. Will the Senate confirm the nomination of Samuel Chigozie Owando, CPA, representing Southeast, for appointment as Commissioner Inspection of the National Pension Commission, PENCOM? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. Those in favor say aye. You see, Bitombe, you are not saying I. Later you say South is marginalized. Okay, I heard you. I don't want South to be marginalized. Oh. So let me put the question again. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The eyes have it. You know, I can hear your voice now. So South is not marginalized. So the nomination of Samuel Chigozi Owando, CPA, presenting Southeast, is hereby confirmed as Commissioner Inspection with National Pension Commission (PENCOM). Will the Senate confirm Charles Efe Sylvester Omukwati, representing South, for appointment as Commissioner of Finance of the National Pension Commission (PENCOM). Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The nomination of Charles Efe Sylvester Omukwati, representing South, is hereby confirmed as Commissioner of Finance of the National Pension Commission (PENCOM). Let me thank Mr. President for nominating these. The last but not the least, will the Senate confirm Bello Abakar Malabu, representing Northeast, for appointment as Commissioner, Administration of the National Pension Commission. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Bello Abakar Malabu, representing Northeast, is hereby confirmed as Commissioner Administration of the National Pension Commission. Let me commend Mr. President for nominating these outstanding Nigerians to occupy these offices. Particularly Senator Hafiz Mohammed Kau, whom I know very well. He represented, Honorable Hafiz Mohammed Kau. Sorry, not Central. Yes, Honorable Hafiz Mohammed Kau Ibrahim, CON and NMI. I know him very well, very sound person with wonderful pedigree. He represented the constituency I once represented. I was the first member of our representative that represented where he represented. So I know him very well. It's an astounding person, just as others that we've just confirmed. They are outstanding Nigerians, and we are confident that they will add value to these wonderful agencies. The Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the sixth order of the day is the second reading of the Orthopedic Hospitals Management Board Act Amendment Bill 2025 SB 706. Distinguished senators will recall that the bill was read for the first time in this hallowed chamber on Thursday, 13th February 2025. Mr. President, in the absence of most distinguished Senator, Mr. President, you may wish to invite most distinguished Senator Jibril Issa, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Customs and Excise, to move the motion for the bill to be read a second time.
Thank you, Mr. The second reading of his bill. The floor is either to you.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, first I want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to lead the debate on this very important bill. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, permit me to lead the debate on this very important bill, which seeks to establish the Federal Orthopedic Hospital, Dikina, Kogi State, under the control of the Orthopedic Hospitals Management Board Act, to provide specialized orthopedic treatment and related medical services. The bill was read for the first time in this Hallowed Chamber on 13th of February 2025. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, Kogi East Senatorial District, where the hospital is proposed to be sited, comprises 9 local government areas: Ankpa, Basa, Dikina, Ibaji, Ida, Igalamelo Dolu, Ofu, Olamaboro, and Omala, with a population of over 2 million. Kogi East Senatorial District, like others in the north-central geopolitical zone, is primarily an agrarian economy. The nature of the occupation of the people entails orthopedic hazards, especially as it relates to palm fruit harvest, forestry, and similar activities. Research published in Nigerian Journal of Orthopedics and Trauma 2024 reported that between 2019 and 2024, not less than 10,000 farmers in Kogi State were involved in farm-related hazards, leading to severe bone crisis, with 98% being treated by traditional bone setters. Apart from farm hazards, there is an increasing incidence of road traffic accidents and gunshot wounds, with concomitant major vascular and bony damage in the state. Unfortunately, many of the victims do not have access to orthopedic hospitals and are forced to embrace the services of traditional bone healers or setters. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the need for the establishment of the Federal Orthopedic Hospital at Dikina is amplified by the challenges and complications associated with traditional bone setting. Traditional bone setters' lack of knowledge of anatomy, physiology, or radiography has brought about limb and life-threatening complications. Known extreme complications associated with traditional bone setting include acute compartment syndrome, tetanus, deformities, amputation, and death. Other complications include malunion and non-union of fractures, soft tissue infections, chronic unreduced joint dislocations, joint stiffness and ankylosis, septic arthritis, pressure sores and blisters, and other injuries, leaving most affected patients who are young and in their productive years disabled at a very young age. I therefore urge Mr. President and my very respected colleagues to support the second reading of this bill to cater for the orthopedic hospital needs in Kogi East and Kogi State generally, as well as some of the neighboring states in Nigeria. I so submit.
Well, this is a very straightforward bill. Maybe we'll have Senator Victor Ome to lend his voice, and then we move ahead. It's something that is well known. We know your need.
Thank you, Mr.
I'm sure
President.
you have all the support.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Senator Victor Ome, OFR. I represent Anambra Central Senatorial District. Mr. President, with great respect, I rise to second this bill for second reading as proposed by distinguished Senator Issa Jibrin. Mr. President, it's just very simple. Matters of health should be taken very seriously. Health care. And from the objectives of this bill as read out, the people of this area, with the statistics already published here, to have access to orthopedic surgery that will help them recover as soon as they get accident or get injured in their occupation and in their farming business. So I sincerely feel that this is a bill that should be supported by everybody. A place you go to, you see people limping, so many people limping, who need to set their legs, and what they are relying on is traditional bone setters. These traditional bone setters have led to a lot of people's legs cut off because the crude practices using wood to set leg and no medication at the same time. So they need modern medical support and facilities like a modern orthopedic hospital. So on this note, I believe that every one of us will see the need to provide for this hospital to be sited in
Thank you, Senator Andy Antonio Okori.
Thank you very much.
You may say what you want, lend your voice, and then we put the question.
Thank you, Mr. President. My dear colleagues, I'm Senator Professor Antonio Ane. I represent Ebonyi South. I want to very highly commend the author of this bill. I, at the same time, would say that the content, the objective, the purpose, and the focus of this bill is very straightforward, and it should get our nod in approving this bill to go for the next reading. Let me say that orthopedic is central in the medical profession. And this bill becomes timely in the sense that there is scarcity of orthopedic hospitals in this country. And that's why the bone setters have taken advantage, and many people in the process have died. So it will be a thing of beauty if this bill is passed, that the Kina and other local government areas and other local government areas stated in the bill are covered by the establishment of this bill. And some other adjoining local governments or states will equally benefit from this bill.
Like Ebonyi State, since they are not far from you.
It's far, but we can still access it. We have one in Enugu. I could remember in the past, we will only hear of orthopedic hospital in Enugu and that of Ikwebi, I think Ogun State. So there's scarcity of orthopedic hospitals, and I urge the Federal Minister of Health to attempt to establish similar hospitals in many parts of this country.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Those in favor that this bill will be read a second time, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to amend the Orthopedic Hospital Management Board Act to provide for the establishment of Federal Orthopedic Hospital, Dekina, Kogi State, and for related matters 2025, SB 706. Second reading.
A bill for now to amend Orthopedic Hospitals Management Board Act to provide for establishment of the Federal Orthopedic Hospital, Dekina, Kogi State, and for related matters 2025. Second reading taken. The bill is referred to the Committee on Health to report back. Committee on Health Secondary and Tertiary to report back within 4 weeks. Let me commend Senator Isa Jibrin Ochocho for bringing forward bills that are directed in dealing with the problems of his people. Anytime he brings a bill here, make sure the bill is always targeted as at developing his area or dealing with issues affecting his people. This is very good. Please continue for goods and developing your people.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the seventh order of the day is the second reading of the Customs, Excise, Tariff, etc. Consolidation Act, Amendment Bill 2025 SB 713. Distinguished senators will recall that the bill was read for the first time in this hallowed chamber on Tuesday, 18th February 2025. Mr. President, in the absence of Her Excellency Distinguished Senator Banigo Ikpalibo Hari, who is currently presiding over a public hearing outside the chamber, I would implore you to please invite most distinguished Senator Amos Yohana, representing Adamawa North, to move the motion for the bill to be read a second time.
Senator, I understand that Senator Yohana is going to stand in for her, for Senator Ipalibo, who is Banigo, who is holding fort for the Senate somewhere else. She's busy somewhere representing the Senate, in the health summit being conducted at the Congress, for the second reading of this bill.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I am Amos Yohana. I represent Adamawa North. I rise on behalf of Senator Ipalibo Hari Banigo, representing Rivers West, to present the lead debate on a bill for an act to amend Section 21(3) of the Customs, Excise, Tariffs, etc. Consolidation Act 2025. Mr. President, distinguished senators, I rise today to lead the debate on a significant amendment to the Customs, Excise, Tariffs, etc. Consolidation Act, which passed its first reading on February 18, 2025. This amendment is not merely fiscal in nature. It is a public health investment strategy that aligns taxation policy with our national health priorities. It proposes a restructuring of existing excise duty on sugar sweetened to redirect part of the existing revenue to finance health-related programs and infrastructure that will improve the well-being of Nigerians. The rationale and objectives of the bill. The objectives of the bill are twofold: to strengthen public health financing by earmarking a portion of existing excise revenue on non-alcoholic, carbonated, and sweetened beverages, sustain national efforts in addressing the growing burden of non-communicable diseases such as diabetes, obesity, hypertension, habits, and the link between excessive sugar consumption and the rising prevalence of NCDs is well established. It is estimated that NCDs now contribute over 30% of annual deaths in Nigeria. These are largely preventable diseases that can be reduced through health education, lifestyle modification, and strengthened primary health care delivery. Unfortunately, public funding for health remains inadequate. It has been over 2 decades since the Abuja Declaration, where African Union member states pledged to allocate 15% of their annual budgets to health. Nigeria is yet to meet this target. With declining donor support and a mass exodus of healthcare professionals, there is an urgent need to innovate within existing fiscal frameworks to generate sustainable domestic financing for health. The gap and why this amendment is necessary. Current fiscal legislation provides several earmarked levies for national development. Tertiary Education Trust Fund, 50%. Nigerian Education Loan Fund, 15%. National Information Technology Development Fund, 8%. National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, 8%. National Board for Technological Incubation, 4%. Defense and Security Infrastructure Fund, 10%. And national socially missing from this structure, despite being a key pillar of sustainable development. This bill therefore seeks to integrate health as a beneficiary of existing excise revenue, particularly from products known to contribute to health risk, benefits, and expected impact. By earmarking part of the excise collected from SSBs and similar provide sustainable domestic funding for preventive health programs, strengthen primary healthcare systems, especially at community levels, support nutrition and wellness agencies, and improve the overall health security of the nation. Evidence from other countries, including South Africa, Mexico, and the United Kingdom, shows that linking excise revenue health outcomes not only improves fiscal efficiency, but also encourages industry innovation and healthier consumer behavior. Purposeful and people-centered, ensuring that every naira collected from health risk products directly contributes to protecting and improving public health. In conclusion, by earmarking excise proceeds for health, we can transform fiscal policy into a further legislative action.
Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi will have the floor, then Senator.
My name is Senator Abdul Ningi, and I represent Bauchi Central of Bauchi State. Mr. President, this is a very good proposed legislation, and I would like to commend Senator Ipalibo Banigo for this very landmark legislation. What does this legislation want? This legislation wants the National Assembly to put health in a front banner, just like they equate information technology, just like they equate science engineering, just like they equate technological incubation, defense and security infrastructure, and national cyber security. Mr. President, I took time to run down the legislative intervention to the federal government that are now a law. But it is unfortunate that over the years, health has not attracted our attention as a parliament, nor does it also attract the attention of the executive to propose this kind of amendment. So when you go through the bill, through the security, you see, there was this Abuja declaration in 2020, where African countries have agreed unanimously to upgrade up to 15% of the annual national budget to health sector. Well, unfortunately, from that declaration to date, which is about 5 years, the federal government has, I don't like to say refused, has not been able to meet this Abuja target declaration. By tax tertiary education, that 15% Nigerian educational loan, 8% national information technology, 8% again National Agency for Science and Engineering, 4% National Board for Technical Education, 10% to defense. Mr. President, this public health is as important as tertiary education, if not more. It's as important as defense and security infrastructure development fund, if not more, because there is a saying that health is wealth. So, Mr. President, to provide for a very sustainable...
We have 1 second remaining.
Domestic funding, strengthen primary health care system. It is important that members of the National Assembly and, of course, this August chamber of the Senate, the affects lawmaking body, to provide this initiative, and I thank you very much. And I call for cooperation and understanding, particularly on this amendment. Mr. President, I so second.
Thank you, Senator Adebule Idiat Oluranti, former Deputy Governor, Lagos State. You have the floor.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I'm Idiat Oluranti Adebule. I represent the good people of Lagos West. I rise to support this important bill moved by Senator Baningo. But I want to sound a note of caution. And as long that we must ensure that this bill does not in any way attract any tax or whatever to our people. The taxes for the people have so been put together, well packaged as it is today. So as long as it does not in any way attract any tax or taxes for our people, I'm duly in support of it, particularly considering the benefits and expected impact of this bill. Restructuring the existing SI duty to provide for health is something that all of us are very positive about in this chamber, are very committed to. And as much as possible, whatever we improve the lot of our people, whatever we provide an opportunity for our people to have the best of opportunity in terms of providing health facilities or opportunity for our people, is what we are all seated, we all here recommend. And therefore, on this note, Mr. President, I want to say I support wholeheartedly this bill, provided it's not in any way going to attract any form of burden on our people. I thank you so much for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Senator Idia, for your eloquent contribution. And now,
President, distinguished senators, my name is Mohamed Tahir Monguno. I represent Borno North Senatorial District. Mr. President, I am supporting the second reading of this bill against the background of the fact that, one, there is donor fatigue, especially with regard to funding our health care requirements. Again, with the advent of the presidency of Donald Trump, he has withdrawn most of the funding that we get from the United States Development Agency, that is USAID. So one of our major sources of funding in our healthcare delivery system has been withdrawn, one as a result of policy of the Donald Trump administration, and then as a result of donor fatigue. So against this backdrop, this bill is very, very germane and relevant to put excise duty on carbonated with their attendant healthcare requirement and challenges on the population. And again, up to now, we could not meet the 15% requirement by all African countries to make it part of their budget for the healthcare delivery system. We could not meet it. Maybe through that medium, we can be able to meet that target. So against this background, I support the second reading of this bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Issa Jirochocho. You have 2 minutes to make your contribution.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues. I want to thank the sponsor of this bill, because I see a trade-off here. Okay, the products she's talking about within the health sector. And what she's saying is that the excise duties, part of the excise duties earned on those products should be deployed into the health sector. So there's a trade-off here. What we are gaining from, what we are losing from here, we are gaining from there. Okay, what we are gaining from the revenue we are getting from excise duty should be used to address these risk areas, okay? The risk areas, the risk products, okay? Like the alcohol, sugar, those ones that contain sugar, those ones that contain a lot of alcohol and other things, that they should be used. So there's a trade-off. The trade-off is that whatever we are earning from here, we are deploying it to this place. So there is no problem. But the issue is this: the percentage of the excise duty to be deployed to this area that she's talking about is an issue that I think calls for concern. And I want to believe that, yes, I support that you should go for the second reading. The bill should pass through second reading. But when we go for public hearing, okay, the representative of the Ministry of Finance, the representative of Customs Services, the representative of the Ministry of Health, they will all be there, so that we can agree on the percentage of the excise duties that will be deployed to address issues that she's talking about.
Thank you very much. Senator Kombo will now have the floor to to contribute to this debate.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Senator Ibrahim Kombo, representing Gombe North. Mr. President, I rise to support the second reading of this bill, in the sense that this bill is not adding any additional burden on the ordinary citizen. It is only restructuring that portion of the percentage of excise duty that we legislated the other time for in the Revenue Amendment Act. And by doing it, we will have to find a way to restructure.
But Senator Issa Jibrin and Senator Kombo, do you need a bill for this? Can't you, through the fiscal?
Yeah.
Can't you, I think the federal government has the latitude, the Ministry of Finance has the latitude to
redistribute.
You don't need a bill for this, frankly speaking. You certainly don't need a bill for this.
But it's already written into law.
I'm just saying it. Well, we know this. This is the highest assembly in this country. Through the latitude given to Ministry of Finance, it can adjust the duty for this.
Yes.
Yeah, they can adjust, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So do you need? You certainly don't need the bill for. Anyway, when it goes to second reading, that will be sorted out.
Yes, then we will sort it. Okay, that's the clarification I wanted to bring up today.
Thank you very much, Senator Adam Oshomole.
Thank you, Mr. President. When I read through this, my first reaction is, what is excise duty? Excise duty is a levy you impose on goods manufactured at home in Nigeria, as opposed to import duty, which you impose on goods imported from outside. I do not think, with profound respect to my distinguished colleagues, that anything manufactured in Nigeria, that we should impose a tax on it. Because to impose a tax on it is to punish people for producing at home. Whether it is soft drink, it is sweet drinks. The only area in which this might make some sense to me is, for example, things like tobacco. Because it has been very well established that tobacco causes cancer. But I drink beer, which contains, by some definition, it may well contain some sugar. And now you put excise duty, such that it might become cheaper to import than to produce at home. I think excise duty is not appropriate in this environment at a time when we are trying to ensure that we promote local manufacturing and support the local manufacturing. I don't think government is also about making money. You must make money from sources that are helpful and are consistent with clear-cut national objectives. Levy on anything manufactured or produced in Nigeria, including this one. Therefore, I suggest that this bill should be terminated at this point.
Well, I think he has made sense. And not even that. You don't need a bill to adjust all these. It goes with the fiscal policy of the government. And the government at any time can make adjustment in terms of what it feels should be the excise, the rates. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. It can, adjust the rates. So you don't need a bill to adjust rates. It's within the latitude of Minister of Finance or to do that. So I think those items that do not enhance the health of Nigerians, like alcoholic drinks and all these sugary drinks that are just something you take for that may not be good for your health, that their profit should be taxed in a way that that money can be harvested and deployed to help, the health sector. It makes sense. But to now create a bill in respect of that, I think it's not proper. What we should have done is to come with a motion. You want, we got to do, we will do it. Those against any, the ayes have it. That is democracy in action. So by the time it goes to second reading, I think the relevant committee should look at it. Let us not waste our resources in enacting an act that will not, ordinary policy adjustment, policy decisions of the government will do whatever it is needed to be done with that kind of an act, So let's not waste our time, on things that are not necessary, something that we don't need. So the committee should please take note to look at that. The clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to amend the customs excise tariff etc. SB 713, second reading.
A bill for an act to amend the customs excise tariff etc. Consolidation Act to provide for the earmarking of excise duty on non-alcoholic, carbonated or sweetened beverages. Do you say alcoholic or non-alcoholic? Well, the bill is even contradictory. Inside the second reading, but you say non-alcoholic. So the bill has a lot of problems. Anyway, when it goes there, you know how to handle it. Non-alcoholic, carbonated or sweetened beverages for initiatives and infrastructure that improve the health of Nigerians and for related matters, 2025, SB 713, second reading taken. The bill is referred to the committee custom. Well, I think it should be joint referral. Committee on Finance, Committee on Customs, and Committee on Health Sector bringing the bill forward. The first one, it shows our passion to help to fund the health sector of this country. Of course, it is said that health is wealth. And so any attempt or any drive to improve on what we have to fund our health sector should be applauded. So we applaud her, we commend her for bringing this forward. Whether it succeeds or not, what this bill tends to do is already contained in our tax laws. It's within the ambit of our tax law. So, but in any case, these relevant committees will look at what is necessary, what is to be done, and I'm sure they will do the best to make sure that whatever decision they forward to the Senate will be in the best interest of our nation. Thank you very much. The Leader of the Senate.
Intelligence, innovation, and Communication Technology Solutions Center Establishment Bill 2025, SB 727th May 2025. Mr. President, you may wish to invite most distinguished Senator Adeyemi Raphael Adaramodu to move the motion for the bill to be read a second time.
I now yield the floor to Senator Adeyemi Adaramodu, the capacitated spokesman of the Senate,
Thank you, sir.
to move his motion. These students will say capacitated. He's capacitated because he's always up and doing and alive to his responsibility in the Senate. You may wish to proceed.
Mr. President, thank you very seriously for the compliment. I am not taking that for granted. I will continue to do well. Mr. President, my very distinguished colleagues, I want to move through my lead debate on the Artificial Intelligence, Innovation and Communication Technology Solutions Center to be cited in Omu Ekiti, Ekiti State, Nigeria. My name remains very constant and consistent. Senator Adeyemi Adaramodu, representing Ekiti, South Central District of Ekiti State. Ekiti State being the land of honor and the fountain of knowledge. That's why this bill is very pertinent. Mr. President, sir, our distinguished colleagues, bill seeking to establish the Artificial Intelligence, Innovation and Communication Technology Solutions Center in Omu Ekiti, Ekiti State. This bill was read for the first time in this chamber on Tuesday, 27th May 2025. It is a manifest actuality that we know that the world today is being transformed by artificial intelligence, digital innovation, and emerging technologies that have become the backbone of modern governance, commerce, education, healthcare, and national security. Nations that fail to invest strategically, these are President, my very and always distinguished colleagues. This bill, therefore, seeks to establish a specialized center in Omu Ekiti, my senatorial district in Ekiti State, that will serve as a national hub for research, development, and innovation in artificial intelligence and communication technology. Mr. President, sir, once again, the bill has clear and forward-looking objectives, which amongst others include promote research and innovation in artificial intelligence, robotics, data science, and related technologies. Secondly, encourage collaboration between government, industry, and academic institutions. Thirdly, build the capacity of young Nigerians to acquire digital and AI-based skills for employment and entrepreneurship. Is very strategic. Ekiti State has long been recognized as a hub of education, knowledge, and intellectual capacity in Nigeria. Hence, we bear the sobriquet fountain of knowledge. The establishment of this center in Omu Ekiti will not only stimulate research and innovation, but also catalyze economic development in the southwest region and across the nation, and even in the sub-region of sub-Sahara area of Africa. Benefits. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, when established, the center will serve as a national platform for developing homegrown digital solutions to look at challenges in agriculture, health, education, and public service delivery. Empower Nigerian youths to compete globally in the AI and tech ecosystem. Reduce dependence on imported technologies by fostering indigenous innovation. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, listen to me once again. Artificial intelligence is the new frontier of human progress. Every developed nation is investing in artificial intelligence infrastructure at innovation centers. Nigeria cannot afford to lag behind. This bill provides the necessary legal framework to build capacity, coordinate innovation,
and ensure that all sustainable innovation and digital transformation in our country. In conclusion, Mr. President, our distinguished colleagues, this bill represents an important step towards securing Nigeria's place in the global technological landscape. It aligns with our national goals of youth empowerment, job creation, and economic diversification. I, your colleague, Senator Adeyemi Adarabodu, therefore, humbly, without going to the speedy passage of this bill, Mr. President, I so move.
Senator Joel, you have the floor.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, my name is Senator Joel Onuaba Thomas. I represent the good people of Delta South Neutral District. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, first and foremost, I want to second this bill, which is being sponsored by my own friend, Senator Adeyemi Adaramodu. Mr. President, if you allow me, let me make my comments. Mr. President, first and foremost, I want to commend my colleague, Senator Adaramodu, for bringing up this bill and for his timeliness. Distinguished colleagues, and Mr. President, you will be aware that currently in the world, AI is what is driving almost everything. And for us to now fold our hands and pretend the place of importance of AI in our daily activities, we just be denying the fact. I want to say that this bill has a lot to do for our country, especially in terms of managing, developing AI in our daily lives, in our upcoming generation. I therefore want to suggest and appeal to my distinguished colleagues that this bill needs no much further debate, because it is what we need to do to make sure that this sponsor this bill on my own, to move it to my own state. But now that he has moved it, I so support and I crave indulgence from my colleagues to support this bill for quick passage. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. Joel said there's no more debate, that we should be. Are you saying no, Mr. Dickett Plan? Oh, you want to say no or what?
No, sir, I can't say no, but let me add something small, sir.
Okay, add something small. I'll give you 1 minute.
Thank you, sir. President of the Senate, our leader, distinguished colleagues, I rise to support in its totality this bill for the creation of or establishing an AI/Innovation Technology Center. I am saying this because if you look at AI at the moment, it is an irreversible project that desires to uplift the nation, and there's no way any nation can be out of it. Now, for the fact that we're entering it, you can bring a project stability and even knowledge. So the creation of these centers is to guide, ensure Southwest. It will lead for us having it in each of the geopolitical zone. So, sir, I am here to submit myself and my opinion and my support that this bill for this creation is apt and should be supported. Thank you so much.
Chairman ICT.
Mr. Mr. President, distinguished senators, Shoaib Afolabi Salisu is my name. I represent the great people of Ogun Central Senatorial District. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, on the lighter note, where my brother and friend was leading the debate, I actually thought it was an artificial intelligence system that was making the very beautiful, powerful speech. Having said that, this time yesterday, the Committee on ICT and Cyber Security was holding a public hearing on National Digital Economy and E-Governance Bill, which report I connect with me is the fact that artificial intelligence is on all of us here. Every time you use Google Map, you are using that it's at work. When you pick your phone, of whom are youth with an average age of 16.9 year, almost 17 years, we stand at the cusp of a revolution to take full advantage of our youthful population. When other continents are aging, in Europe and America, our own population is at its very best, very youthful. Indeed, those for whom artificial intelligence will mean a lot to, they are not here. They are somewhere in the rural Omo-Ekiti, where my friend comes from, and some other part of the world. The only way we can take them into civilization and make them part of the global village is to provide the capacity for them in artificial intelligence. I therefore rise to endorse, to fully support, and recommend as well that for all of us as well, the best way to empower our constituents is not just by giving them some material things, but by providing them with capacity building in this new emerging technology. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I fully support this motion.
Your time is up, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much, Senator Wadada. Close the debate so that we can move to put the question. Senator Wadada, Aliyu, you have the floor to close the debate. Or you said you wanted to speak, but or have you changed your mind?
Thank you very much. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, what we are talking, I remain Senator Ahmed Wadada Aliyu Sarkin Yakin Kefi Magajin Dangin Lafia. What we are talking today is, we are talking dynamism, we are talking contemporariness, all enveloped in time or about time. The world has moved to, based on development in technology, and for us to really be at the space of the world, we must conform, especially that greater percentage of the population in Nigeria are the youth. And for us to put into full production, to leverage on the endowment, it puts together data, analyzes it, and decides are truly committed to developing our society. The passage of this bill, and call on all of us in our various senatorial districts to bring or to embrace the youth, bring them much closer to us. I am, of course, I have gone beyond the age of a youth. I was a youth, and I'm still a youth at heart. Yes, I am a youth at heart. We bring them closer to us, get them much more enlightened, guide them, navigate them towards the order of the day, so that we will not be excluded in the family of the world.
Thank you, Senator Wadada, for your contribution. Those in favor that the bill be read second time, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to establish the Artificial Intelligence Innovation and Communication Technology Solution Center, Umono, Ekiti State, to promote research, development, and application of artificial intelligence and emerging technologies for national development and for related matters 2025 SB 763. Second reading.
A bill for that to establish the Artificial Intelligence Innovation and Communication Technology Solution Center, Omo Ekiti State, to promote research, development, and application of the bill. Take it. The bill is taken. The bill is referred to the Commission on ICT and Cybersecurity and to report back within 4 weeks. Let me commend Senator Adeyemi Raphael Aderamodu for bringing forward this bill. Everybody knows that the artificial intelligence is what is in vogue all over the world. Any country, any city, any community that does not try to factor artificial intelligence into its affairs, on how it runs your life, will be doing so at its own perils and the use of artificial intelligence. It's because of this my foundation sponsored several students to go and do their masters overseas in artificial intelligence and robotics. Some years back, a year or so back, people didn't know why I was doing that because I'm always futuristic in my thinking and very, very innovative. They will soon finish. Some of them have even graduated, preparing to come back home to impact the knowledge so acquired for the development of our nation. You could see experts in artificial intelligence being paid $200 million a year, $200 million a year. So it's what is in vogue right now. It's what is driving the economies of nations, driving all spheres of human endeavor. So I thank you for bringing forward this very important bill. This is very, very innovative and something that will help our nation. Before we adjourn for the day, let me make this announcement. The committee to pay condolence visit on the demise of distinguished Senator Ibrahim Musa. The condolence committee, number 1, Senator Oji Uzokalu is the chairman, Senator Ibrahim Hassan Dankwambo, member, Senator Sani Musa, member, Senator Peter Jia, member, Senator Sani Bello, member, Senator Tokumbo Abiru, member. May his soul rest in perfect peace. May Allah give him Ajana Firdausi. Announcement. There's another announcement. Office of the Minority Leader, notification of PDP caucus meeting. This is to announce that there will be a PDP caucus meeting in the Senate today, Tuesday, 11th day of by 3 p.m. at Ministry. At Minority Leader's office. Thank you, Senator Abba Moro.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Mr. President, His Excellency, distinguished Senator Aminu Waziri Tamboa, GCON, we're just having, a wonderful time making comments, and the two of us were enjoying the comments. And Mr. President, it was because you made an announcement that there will be a meeting of the PDP caucus. And we're wondering first, which faction of the PDP? And two, who the members are.
You forgot he's in the wicked faction now. He's in the wicked faction.
Where? Well, Mr. President, distinguished Senator Abdoningi just confirmed that even in Kano, there's a Barau Jubilee faction of the PDP. So I just want to say,
Leader, look at what's happening behind you. It's coming to APC. Leader,
Mr. President,
look at what's happening. It's coming to APC.
Mr. President, since my comments do not attract a right of reply, and having concluded today